Hey guys, welcome to the All Sports Pass podcast North. My name's Eli,
I'm Max.
and welcome back to another video. And hey, the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl in kind of an unexpected fashion. And we have a lot to talk about today. But before we get into it, you already know we got to start off with the verse of the day. And it's from Psalm 29:11, and it says, "The Lord gives strength to his people, the Lord blesses his people with peace." And before we get in this video, like and subscribe um, for more NFL content. And also, for those who don't know, I have a gaming channel now, which I will leave down the description down below. And yeah, so let's get into it. So basically, my thoughts on the Super Bowl, of course, were like I honestly expect this to be a closer game. That's just that's just in my opinion. Now, of course, am I glad Philadelphia won? Yes, because of course, if I'm being honest, like I didn't really cover, like I didn't do too much NFL this year. Um, but the Chiefs, in my opinion, like I was just like I'm not trying to say I'm unsportsmanlike or anything, but I was just tired of them winning the Super Bowl all the time. Um, but however, I completely did not expect Philadelphia to win in the way that they did. Um, basically, you know, the Eagles pretty much scoring summary. First quarter, only 7 points. Then get this 17 in the second quarter. And they go 10 points in the third quarter, and then they do two field goals in the fourth quarter, which are 3 points each. So you get 6 points. And then how about the Chiefs here? This is not the Chiefs team that I saw throughout the playoffs. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, and here's the score summary. First quarter, 0. Second quarter, 0. Third quarter, 6. Fourth quarter, 16. Like, it was pretty much over before halftime. Um, I I'm in shock. Like, I really am because it's like I said, I expected this to be a closer game. Like, of course, of the fact that what I mean by a closer game is like when these two teams met a couple years ago, it ended pretty much Chiefs won with a field goal. But now the Eagles come back seeking revenge, and I'm just gonna be honest. Hey, cue Cody Rhodes entrance music from WrestleMania. They go in, they finish the story. Yeah, but the thing about it is that for the Eagles, of course, you get your second Lombardi, you get redemption against the Chiefs. But if I'm being honest, and I'm gonna let you have a chance to answer like your thoughts here before we get into this, but the Chiefs did not. They just looked like that they weren't ready for the first time this season. Yeah. So what do you think?
So me personally, I think if you get NFL team looking for a repeat, do not face the Eagles because you will lose. Like look back at 2018, they lose to the Patriots when they went on their Super Bowl run last what Super Bowl to Eagles. Now you look at tonight, the Chiefs back to back Super Bowl champions, then lose to the Eagles. So I think that if you're looking for a get VP, be afraid of the Eagles.
Yeah. And the thing about those this is that the Eagles actually like I'm gonna kind of say this that I remember that 2018 game. I was dang, you're making me feel old, man. I was actually in sixth grade when that game happened, and that feels like yesterday. I just remember that game and just I remember me pretty much like I did not like the Patriots whatsoever, and I really wanted them to lose. So I was pretty much jumping up and down in joy when they beat the Patriots. But however, when that happened, it ended up, also disclaimer. Sorry if my mouth movement's off. I just now noticed that. Um, but they're pretty much like in 2018. The Patriots had won the year before. Of course, remember 28-3. Sorry, Falcons fans. More specifically, one guy in the Discord server that I'm in. Sorry, I couldn't resist. And then of course you have 52, Super Bowl 52, where the Eagles won, and then the Patriots go back to the Super Bowl the next year against the Rams, where they win. And in my opinion, that game just was not all that good. But I will be honest that, like, because the Eagles beat the Patriots, it ended their chance of even going at 3 in a row. But if I'm being honest, seeing the Eagles tonight is the fact that ending the Chiefs' hope for a three-peat and pretty much taking down the top team in the league that's been there for the last 3 years is really insane. And now for Mahomes, of course, he's now got 2 losses in the Super Bowl. He's 3-2 in the Super Bowl. 2 losses were to, of course, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you also have the loss tonight to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Now, what do we think about the Chiefs now? Because of the fact that, Kansas City just did not play like themselves tonight. Like, of course, it just seemed like, everything was just so off sync pretty much. And of course, off sync, and I kind of mean like, heck, even our audio is going off sync, like our mouth movement pretty much. Sorry about that, guys. But basically, like for the Chiefs, you end up seeing like the way they played tonight was just not the way they played all season. And the fact is that for Kansas City, like you expect Kelsey to go up there and make the plays. He was struggling to even catch a pass tonight. And then Mahomes was sacked like 5 times. And that's just so unusual, considering the fact is that, and actually, hold on. He was actually sacked 6 times. I was one under. But ended up, he threw 2 interceptions as well. Of course, one of them was returned for a pick 6. And he goes 21 of 32, and he goes for 257 yards. And, Xavier Worthy pretty much gets 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say, like, those 2 touchdowns happened in the fourth quarter. And then DeAndre Hopkins got a touchdown. And let me just take a look here. Kelsey, 4 receptions for 39 yards. And his long was 13. Like, so do you think that, of course, that the Chiefs were just predictable tonight? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, because they think to study for this game, the Eagles had to have rewatched Super Bowl 57, which they lost to the season that I won. So they had to have studied Patrick Mahomes against the line.
Yeah, and that O-line tonight for the Chiefs just was not it was collapsing like crazy. And the fact is that with the Eagles winning 40-22, and of course most of those points were for the Chiefs were scored in the fourth quarter, and they only scored a touchdown in the third quarter, and then it was a 2-point it was a failed 2-pointer that was the reason I had 6 points there. And the Chiefs just end up like I said, the O-line just collapsed. Their defense was not what we thought it was. The Eagles' offense just stomped all over that defense tonight. Whether it be and what I mean is mostly by the air. And when we go into here, the fact that when I thought, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm also shocked Barkley wasn't really a big part of the game, and their only rushing touchdowns with Jalen Hurts, which was the first touchdown of the game. And then, of course, speaking of Hurts, he won Super Bowl MVP. He goes 17 to 22 for 221 yards, two touchdowns, and one interception. Only gets sacked twice, and I really think that the Eagles O line just was amazing. The defense was able to get to Mahomes, and I'm honestly going to be honest here. I'm sorry this sounds unsportsmanlike, but I'm also shocked there wasn't no roughing the passer penalty. But I do think that for the Eagles, I think they've proven that the Chiefs are not unbeatable, and now it's going to be a long road to Super Bowl 60. So, do you think that? No, of course, we're going to foreshadow here a little bit. Do you think that the Eagles? Well, I'm sorry, not the Eagles, the Chiefs. Do you think that the Chiefs will be back in the Super Bowl next year? Like, are you gonna say yes or no to that?
No, there's no shot after this year.
Yeah, I think so as well. I just think that, of course. Now, of course, we could see them in the AFC Championship game. I'm not going to rule that out, but I do think, of course, that after tonight, it's just pretty clear that something either A, they're too predictable, or B, that that the Eagles figured them out
Or
and
C,
everything.
they just start paying the refs.
Yeah, that's let me be honest, that's a conspiracy theory that even I bought into. um, but I do think that I really think that, of course, it's going to depend on what they do next season. But I do not. I'm going to be honest. I do not think that if even they do make it to the Super Bowl, I honestly am going to be honest. It's going to be whoever they play, honestly. But I'm going to be honest. How about Philadelphia? Do you think that they're going to make it back next year?
Probably. Because they can definitely see the Philly going to, like, go to Super Bowls for, like, the next 10 years with Jalen Hurts as quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going to actually go against you here. I'm going to say that I'm going to say no, because you're losing a key part of your defense to retirement, of course, with that being Brandon Graham. Um, and I do think, of course, that you can get another lineman, but I really think that for Philadelphia, I think it's going to be a bit difficult, because I'm going to be honest, it's difficult to go back to the Super Bowl in back-to-back years and everything like that. But I do believe that the Eagles, I think they're going to make to the NFC Championship game, and of course we still have time to wait for their opponent. But I'm going to be honest, I honestly thought that it's good for the NFC Championship. When they beat Washington, I was like, man, this is kind of like an FCS game. And end up, and I was like, I think that, this is a big disadvantage because, Kansas City was playing the team that that they lost to in the regular season and end up beating the Bills in a close game. And then with the Eagles beating Washington, like, I'm not even going to go. Actually, is it on here? Let me take a look. Yeah, 55-23. It's kind of like, what on earth is going to happen here? Because, you end up beating the Packers 22-10, the wild card, and they end up beating the Rams 28-22 in the divisional, and then beat the life out of the Commanders, and then now you go in here and you take down the number one team in the league. And so I'm going to be honest that for the Eagles, I think that they're going to have a long road ahead of them, and you just never know what's going to happen here. But I do think that the Chiefs, I think this is their only chance to three-peat, because even if they do make it back to the Super Bowl, I don't believe that they're going to win it. I just do not see it happening. And you head into and of course next season, I really think that this might be a hot take, but if the Chiefs don't make it to the Super Bowl, like, I have a feeling it's going to be the Bills. That's just what I think. But for the NFC, I have a feeling it's going to be the Lions in there. Now, hey, imagine this was now I would love to see this happen, honestly. I'd love to see the dang Titans make it.
If
um,
they won't though, they're gonna win the tank next year.
yeah. Um, but also I haven't decided on this yet, but maybe we'll do like, some NFL draft thoughts maybe. I don't know yet. We still have some time before that. But however, for the Titans, and of course, I know you're already thinking, how do we get here? I'm just going to be honest that I think now with the Chiefs, figuring out, what we like figuring. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my own words. I think the Chiefs now with them being taken down, I think that now everyone in the AFC is like, oh my goodness, the Chiefs are not unbeatable, and now the Bills can't are not the only team that can beat them. And that's, I think something that can happen. But however, I think it's going to have to be like, and I think that, of course, my Super Bowl odds for next year, I'm going to go Bills. And if not the Eagles, I'm going to go Bills and Lions. That's the matchup I want to see. Um, who did you want to see in the Super Bowl?
Obviously the Lions,
Hmm.
for AFC Bengals, because I think that they'll get a bunch of defensive guys in the offseason.
Yeah. I'll say that Cincinnati wouldn't be a bad pick either. But however, can Cincinnati, like if they go to the AFC Championship, if it's against the Chiefs and Bills, um, like if it's between one of them, uh, like they beat the Chiefs before, but but they barely beat them. And now, of course, you now go into now you're thinking, what happens if they play the Bills now in the AFC Championship? And that's just like, and of course, we're not foreshadowing the future. No, here, if you're from the future, I'm just kidding. No one's from the future. um, but but basically, you can come back to this video if we end up predicting the matchup correct. Um, but I do think, of course, that now you got a long off season to think about it. You can figure out, what's going on around the league, and now you can figure out, okay, so the Eagles beat the life out of the Chiefs. So what can be done to get by Kansas City? And that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. Also, random stat: Xavier Worthy is the first ever Longhorn to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
No way.
Yeah, Devontae Smith is the first Alabama player to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl as well.
Are you talking about
Like like all
ever?
time for 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 receivers.
That is insane.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. I did not even realize that was even a fact. I would have thought like Alabama players would have been dominating in the Super Bowl. Um, and of course, some Texas players too, because the history. But
yeah.
I'm shocked. Yeah. I guess you learn something new every day, and well, we learned that the Chiefs are not unbeatable, and now we learned that we witnessed two moments in history. All right, is there anything else you want to add?
Uh, no.
All right, well, that's all we got for y'all guys for y'all tonight. If y'all like this video, get a like, subscribe for more NFL content. Thank you for sticking with us throughout football season, whether that be high school football, college football, NFL football, and yeah. And also remember to go subscribe to the gaming channel. I'll put it on the screen. And if you also want to go subscribe to the All Sports Pass Podcast West channel, I'll put that in the description down below. Hopefully, I can put it on the screen. I don't know yet. Just I'm still experimenting with the end screens, honestly. Yeah. So now, with that being said, peace out. God bless. Good night, and congratulations, Philly.